Sandy Missouri from Balloon Utopia and Market with Balloon, and of course, the Sandy Balloon channel. So today we are going to make a fancy centerpiece with lights. I love putting lights inside of balloons. It just makes it, I don't know, it just adds something so much to it. And when you want to go elegant with your balloons, when you add lights to it, it's a surefire way to do it. That will definitely get people out of that, oh, but balloons are so tacky. Balloons are just for kids. Because once you add lights, you've like upscaled it like hugely. The main thing here is that you want a difference in the sizes. So it happens that these are about 9 inches. Those are probably about 7 inches. That doesn't have to be the size that you do it. You could do it 5 inches and 3 inches. You could do it 6 inches and 4 inches, whatever you want. The thing is that you just want a little bit of shape to it, some difference in the sizes. Just to remind you how we make a quad, in case you've forgotten, is we're gonna take 2 balloons tied together, which is a duplet, and we're going to twist them together. Okay? And now we're just going to put that right onto the pole. And you see this is just a lamp base. And these are great for centerpieces. They work out really well. I have a balloon on the top that's just to protect the stuff that we're gonna put on top from getting popped in case there's a little bit of sharpness or whatever. So the base is really very simple. It's just, in this case, I'm just doing black and white. Okay, so here is probably the hardest part, and that is to put the top layer on and keep it straight. So you'll notice it's a little bit wonky until you add the second layer of balloons underneath it. And then it kind of straightens out. Okay, so now we have the basics of it. Left alone like this, it's just, you know, kind of bland, kind of, you know, it's like, all right. So what we're doing is now we're gonna add the lights to it. So first of all, I have here this is a submersible color changing balloon light. It comes with a little remote. And this one you see, like, I can set colors. I can tell it to fade to different colors, to jump through colors, choose a color that I like the best. I personally really love it on the jumping colors when it'll just keep changing colors and everything. You can put it on whatever you want. So here's the important thing though with this. There is, here in the base, in the back, it's a little bit hard to see, but there's a little tiny hole there. So we're gonna take some fishing line and just put it, right through, just like this. And then I'm just gonna tie that into a knot. Now the reason that we're doing this is because we actually wanna tie this into the balloon so that if for some reason the balloon does pop, this doesn't become a projectile. It's gonna stay put, it's gonna stay tied, you know, tied into that neck, which will stay attached to the rest of it. So now, here is the tricky part. I have a 16-inch balloon here, and if I was doing this up on a column, and I do a lot of these on columns, then I would use a 3-foot balloon. But a 3-foot balloon would more or less be out of scale with the centerpiece, so we're gonna use the 16-inch. Now here's the tough part. You have to stretch the balloon open, and then you kind of flip kind of push the light in. Sometimes this is easier if you do it with 2 people, like this, okay? And you see now it's kind of like filling the balloon. These kind of look like a hockey puck. And now we're gonna take our pump and inflate the balloon. So while I'm inflating it, I'm kind of controlling it by holding onto that fishing line so that the light is not totally like wobbling around in there too much. And you see, like, once I get it inflated, it just kind of nestles right in there. And you don't have to inflate it all the way to 16 inches. I mean, you can pretty much inflate it what you want. Now here's another trick, okay? If you're doing a lot of these, count the number of pumps, full pumps, if you're using a hand pump, so that way you can get them all the same. Okay, so now here's the tricky part. So what you want to do is you want to stretch the neck while tightly pulling on the fishing line. And I use like a few fingers to tie this so that you're tying that fishing line right there into the neck of the balloon. Just like that, okay? So like I said, now if it pops or something, it's not a hazard. It's not gonna become, you know, a flying disc that's gonna take out an eye and have a claim on your insurance policy, which we never want. It is a bit heavy, so with a 3-foot balloon, it will float. If the 3-footer is fully inflated, with a 16-inch, it will not. So I have a 260, also in black. There you go, you can see it now. And I'm just going to, as I always do, just tie it around the balloon, kind of under the knot. I don't know, kind of hard to see here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tie the fishing line and the balloon together. So when I do these as floating balloons, I tie that fishing line to the ribbon. And again, it's just to make sure, this is just a safety thing. I just want to make sure that no matter what happens, nobody's going to be hurt by the things that I put out. Okay. Now, just a note that if I'm doing this with a 3-footer, I'm going to cut the neck off. So then I'm going to kind of slice it with my scissors and just kind of trim around it. It just gets rid of a little bit of extra weight, especially if it's going to be floating. Okay, so now, just like we always do, we're just going to kind of nestle it down in there and bring that 260 underneath the balloon and around the pole and tie it in and wrap it around and tie it in and figure eight it and make it nice and secure. Okay, and you know what? I'm going to put it on color jumping. I love that. All right, so there we have it. It's changing colors. You could leave it like that. You could just spiral 260s around there or something like that, and that would be totally awesome. However, I want to make it even fancier. So I've got another pretty cool product here, and this is, it looks like it's just a normal wired ribbon, but it is, in fact, a ribbon with lights inside. Isn't that awesome? I just love. Did I mention that I love balloons and lights together? Okay, so this little battery pack, we're just going to kind of tuck right in there in the base and hide it in there. And then we're going to start our lights right here where, where they just kind of come out of the balloons. And we're just going to kind of gently wrap it around the pole. And then we're just going to take it and just tuck it up in there. Just like that. And then since there's wire inside, you can kind of shape it a little bit if you want to get a little bit nicer of a coil around it. But this centerpiece will play huge at any kind of upscale event. I mean, there's all kinds of other lights that you could do. There's all kinds of other effects. You could use fancier balloons, and then, that would change the look as well. But even something this simple will get a huge, huge, huge reaction. So here we have, you can see that it's really got a great presence, and it's a really fun, beautiful, elegant, lighted balloon centerpiece. So there you go. And if you like this video, and I really hope that you do, then show me some love, give me a thumbs up, give me a like on the video, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought, tell me what else you want to see, subscribe to my channel, tell all your friends to subscribe and their friends, and go buy my books on Amazon. Until next time, go forth and balloonify!